Hey everyone, welcome to Dit Dot. My name is Amanda. At the time of filming this, I have 499 subscribers, and I am so thankful to everybody who has hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm really excited to get to 500. At 500, YouTube has just now released the community tab, which means that I can post more quick updates, photos, do polls, that kind of fun stuff. So I'm very excited to hit that next milestone with my YouTube family with me. Anyway, tonight I am making egg rolls, and it is one of those dishes that normally I like to do quick, fast family dinners, right? But every once in a while, it's fun to do a dish that does take a little bit more time. So on a Saturday, or if you've got, time where you can break this one down. So earlier today, I had some time. So I chopped up some cabbage and shredded up 2 carrots. Make sure that you take time to decore the cabbage. And then I just sprinkled some rice wine vinegar, so that way it'll help the carrots not start to oxidize. So let's go ahead and do the next step and get the chicken cooking. Okay, so you want to go ahead and start with, as big of a skillet as you have. A big wok would be good too. Oh, my flame didn't happen. Oh, okay. We had the fireplace guy out earlier. I'm like, did he do something to my gas? But okay, we're in business. I have gas. All right, so I am wanting to use a light flavored oil. I'm using an avocado oil, just coating the bottom of my skillet because I don't want this ground chicken that I'm going to use to stick. So I'm just swirling it around so the oil coats the whole bottom of the skillet. And I'm just using lean ground chicken today. You could also use pork, would be really, really good. So if you want to make pork egg rolls instead of chicken ones. Okay, so I like to season my meat right off the bat with just a little bit of salt and some pepper. Just get those, basic flavors working in there. And then I like to use a flat edge spoon to help break up the skillet. I've got it on high right now, but we'll keep an eye on it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There was a piece of paper coating. Don't want to cook that. So I'm not, again, today's just a kind of a day where I have a little bit of time to work throughout the day. So I'm making this, it's 3:30 in the afternoon right now, but that'll give the filling time to cool down a bit before I actually roll up my egg rolls. And then I've got some leftover rice in my refrigerator, so I'm gonna make a quick fried rice side dish, and we're gonna make a dipping sauce. And so we'll have some egg rolls and fried rice for dinner tonight. It's gonna be really good. Okay, as this is starting to cook, I'm going to go ahead and add some seasoning. I'm going to use 3 cloves of garlic and my handy rasp. I'm going to lower this down to low while I'm doing the seasoning, so that way it doesn't start to stick on me while I'm not stirring it. This one I kind of crushed as I was peeling it, so we'll just do the best we can. And then I'm going to grab some ginger. Okay, make sure that you wipe the back of your rasp. I keep my ginger in the freezer. I just keep it whole like this. I don't even peel it. Some people say that the peel is a little bit bitter. It doesn't bother me, so it's just this time-saving tip. And it will last for months in the freezer like this, but you want to keep it in the freezer. So right now it's really cold. I'm holding it. It's cold in my hand. And after I finish grating it, you put it right back in the freezer. If you let it thaw out, it will turn mushy. And then you won't be, if you try to refreeze it, it'll crystallize and it won't be good anymore. So as long as you keep it in the freezer, use it, and then put it back in the freezer, it will last for 6 months. So again, I'm gonna clear that off. And we'll stir the garlic and the ginger into the chicken and kind of break it up again some more. Now, we're gonna go heavy-handed with the seasonings. And the reason why we're gonna do that is because I'm about to add a whole lot of cabbage. And that watery cabbage will dilute down the flavor. And I want the flavor to carry through my entire egg roll. Now, I don't know if these are these are not necessarily authentic egg rolls. These are just like American Amanda making a yummy dinner with Chinese inspired flavors, okay? Nothing wrong with that. All right, so sesame oil, I usually tell you to go light because it is so strong, but it is a strong seasoning, so you don't wanna go too heavy-handed. But normally when I would use like 1 teaspoon, I'm using closer to 3. And I'm gonna use a little bit of rice wine vinegar and soy. And again, at the end, we can always taste and adjust our seasonings. So I'm gonna cover that, and then I'm gonna grab some arrowroot powder or cornstarch, whichever one you happen to find first. They both are thickening agents, so either one will work. I typically use arrowroot more often, but today the cornstarch was right in the front of my pantry, so I grabbed that. Okay, so again, earlier today I chopped and shredded. I just used a box grater to do the carrots, but you can also buy pre-shredded, like the coleslaw bags at your grocery store. That will save some time, but it must be a seasonal thing. Like, I don't know, like, is coleslaw bags only sold in the summer? Because I couldn't find them at my grocery store. I was like, this is weird. But then again, with the pandemic, there's been a lot of missing items from our shelves. So as you saw, I just sprinkled some cornstarch on top of this cabbage, and I'm gonna try to work it down in here, and it'll kind of help thicken up as this cabbage cooks down. You know, it'll let off some water. You see how I have some really big pieces of chicken right now? Now is the time that we want to break up the chicken and get it into small pieces so that our chicken is evenly spread throughout our egg rolls when we go to roll them up. Okay, I'm gonna turn the heat back up to like medium high, and then we are going to try to work in this cabbage, this giant bowl, into this skillet. Wish me luck. It'll cook down, and then you can add more as you go. Carrots mostly down at the bottom. Oops. See, I didn't get all the core of that one, so I'm gonna kind of break that up. Okay, well, I'm gonna let this cook down and we'll be back in a minute. I kid you not, I am stubborn and I'm going to get it to fit. So it's been about 5 minutes. It's definitely like it was mounded up. It's now in the skillet. I'm just stirring it. Even though I put some soy sauce, I am gonna go ahead and salt the cabbage too. So I salted the chicken at the beginning, just a little bit. We don't want bland egg rolls. Now, we're gonna give it a taste to make sure that I did get enough of that flavor throughout. Oh, and if you wanna add sriracha to like kick them up, make them spicy, you can definitely do that, or some red pepper flakes. As you can tell, this is a super, super healthy dish. I mean, I have 1 pound of chicken in this, and it's gonna make a lot of egg rolls and all of this cabbage. So I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. Yes, I can taste the sesame and the soy all the way through. It's gonna be good. And of course, we'll have dipping sauce too. So I'm just gonna let this continue cooking down for another minute or so. It's almost where I want it. We're just gonna let it cool down, so that we can form our egg rolls later. So I have my oven preheating to 450 degrees, although if you have an air fryer, this is a perfect air fryer recipe. I have a convection oven, so I've got it set to convection, and I'm very curious to try out air fryer versus convection ovens, but I don't have an air fryer yet, so convection oven it is. But if I did have an air fryer, I'd definitely be using that. So I just sprayed my cookie sheet down. And then I have these large egg roll wrappers. I buy these, they are usually sold in the produce section of my grocery store. And I'm gonna show you how to wrap up a couple of these. So I like to do them on a diamond, hold on. There, let's have a little bit of contrast so you can see what I'm actually working on. So I like to do them on a diamond shape, and then I have a scoop, and then we are going to put it towards one end, not in the middle, and you take the part closest to you, wrap it over, pull it as tight as you can without tearing the wrapper. Then you wrap up your sides, and then fold over until you get just this little triangle. And then I have a bowl of egg and water mixture, and then that will seal it up. And then we're gonna line these up on our cookie sheet. We're gonna make a whole bunch of them. I'm gonna do one more. So I've got it in a diamond shape, a hefty scoop. You don't wanna overfill them, or they'll be too hard to roll. Fold it over like this and then pull it towards you as tight as you can. The sides go in next, and then roll a little bit of the egg wash and then onto our cookie sheet. And then you want to give them about an inch or so of space so that air can circulate around. All right, I'm gonna wrap up a bunch of these and we'll be back in a second. I knew I'd be right back, right? I always think of something else to say after I say, I'll be back. One tip is however much counter space, like if you can do 3 or 4 of these at a row and do an assembly line, it'll go a lot quicker. And if you happen to have, you know, teenagers or older kids that you can encourage to help you, then that makes this step go even faster. Okay, so if you've never used these egg roll wrappers before, they come with a white powder coating on them that helps keep them from sticking together. So don't be alarmed by that. And just keep on trucking. I managed to get them all on one cookie sheet. I'm very proud of that fact because, as you can tell, I don't like to get extra dishes dirty. So now with that egg wash, I'm going to just lightly cover or coat all of these egg rolls. And you wouldn't do this if you were actually going to fry these, then you would just drop these into hot oil. But I want to bake them just so that they, one, it's less mess and it's a little bit healthier. And again, if you were going to do the air fryer, I'm assuming you would probably do the same thing. Go ahead and just coat these. If you don't want to use the egg wash, just spray them with some more oil and that'll be good too. They just won't get as golden brown. And for any vegetarians out there, skip the chicken filling and you can add bean sprouts or mushrooms, water chestnuts, bamboo shoots. You can add even more vegetables and just have vegetable egg rolls. Okay, we're gonna pop these in the oven, and while they're cooking, we will make a sweet and sour sauce. I'm gonna set a timer for about 10 minutes and we'll check on them. Okay, so I forgot to mention, if you've got leftover insides and I didn't buy enough wrappers, this is really great to serve over rice. It's almost like a mushu chicken dish later. So I will be eating that later. Okay, so we're gonna make a simple sweet and sour sauce. I'm gonna use orange juice. You can also use pineapple juice. I don't have a recipe. I'm gonna kind of make this up as I go and taste as I go along, just like I normally do when I'm cooking. I mean, it's a family of 4. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this whole thing. If I have extra, I mean, it's not that big a deal. So this is kind of a little bit sweet, a little bit of sour. Then I'm gonna add a little bit more of the rice wine vinegar. This is a cold skillet. I'm going to add in a couple tablespoons of this because this will be what thickens up the sauce. This is super important. While it's cold, you want to stir that cornstarch in because otherwise you will get lumps. So make sure that your cornstarch is completely incorporated at this stage. This is quite a lot of liquid, so I'm going to go ahead and use like 3 tablespoons worth because I want this to be a really nice thick sauce. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of ketchup, which is very strange, but believe me, it's kind of like the secret. Add that in, and then we're going to go ahead and turn this on. Ugh, my gas is being weird today. And then I'm gonna go ahead and taste it and see what I wanna add. Like I might wanna add some more ginger or more garlic. So it's cold right now, but I just wanna taste it. Okay, that still tastes super much just like orange juice. So I'm gonna go ahead and add more vinegar. More ketchup. I wanted to not like overdo the ketchup, so if you want it to be the bright red color, you can add food coloring. I don't really like to use food coloring. We're getting better. Okay, I'm gonna add some soy sauce. And then, yeah, I wanna add some garlic. You know what though, I don't really want like chunks of garlic, so I'm gonna go with garlic powder. So it'll just kind of dissolve into the sauce. Let's see. Keep tasting. Getting better. Still tastes too much like orange juice. I'm thinking I'm gonna add a squirt of honey, and then I really do think it needs ginger. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in the grated ginger. Starting to get warm. Okay, yeah, adding that more vinegar really helped. Okay, so now I'm just gonna like let this keep cooking and let it thicken up, and then we'll taste it one more time. Who am I kidding? Busy moms. Okay, I am trying to get this done so my kids can get to Taekwondo. So let's get this finished up. Oh my goodness, they look amazing. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna flip them up. I like to put them on a bare cookie sheet without aluminum foil or those Silpats because I find that gets us the most color. So if ever I use, oh, that one's wanting to stick. Oh, there we go. If ever I use a Silpat for whatever reason, or like put down aluminum foil, you just don't get the same beautiful color that you do here. So I'm gonna pop these back in for just like 3 minutes to get the other side a little bit more brown, and then we'll be done. And now look at my sauce. It's hard to tell, but it's gotten nice and thick. You can see it kind of going up on the side here. Here they are out of the oven, and then I made a quick fried rice to go along with out of leftovers. So let's give them a taste. I let them cool down a bit because they came out really hot. Hear that crunch? Oh, these are so delicious. So you've definitely got to give this a try. Woo! A healthy homemade egg roll. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you will know when my next video comes out. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.